guys, I'm Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and if you can see this sign behind me, that means I am at SEMA 2024, and I am pumped to be here. Now, I'm gonna head in just a second and check out every single Jeep and Gladiator build that I can possibly bring to you guys and show you all of the new and cool parts. Now, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of the fun content just like this, but that is gonna be a wrap for me. Let's head in and check out the show. So this is Bestop's fully built JT Gladiator. The yellow, gray, and black combo is really doing something for this Jeep. We've got the original KC highlights mounted on a stubby front bumper, Warn winch with the yellow detailing in the grille. Can't miss these 40-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires with the beautiful bright yellow KMC beadlock wheels. There's custom rock rails on the side that are color matched, if you can see it. But up on top, Bestop is showcasing their soft tri-fold bed cover. This is in a black twill. It's super deep black, which I love. It's also UV protected, of course, as all Bestop stuff is. So it's gonna stay that deep black. Oracle taillights, wrap around rear bumper, got a step there. It looks like this has actually been put to use, which is something that I love to see. And if you missed it, there's also some custom yellow detailing. This is just one of the super sick JLs that are at the SEMA show. This has a full Dana 60 front and rear end. This is on 42-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires. Short, stubby Attica front bumper with a super winch, factory headlights, Novasight lighting, and this thing is used. You can see the Attica rock rails definitely get a beating. Full on King suspension system, Attica rear bumper, it all goes together incredibly well. So I am over at the Merrell booth right now, checking out two of their builds. This is the first one in that eye-catching green yellow highlighter color, but this is a 4xe hybrid outfitted with some very familiar parts, Barricade rock sliders over on the side. Pretty mild build until you get to the back. There's a full awning, Barricade steps, Barricade roof rack with some Pelican boxes up on top to take whatever you need with you. There is a Rotopax mount over on the side attached to the spare tire, and this fully custom system with all of the things that you would need, everything that you would need when going hiking, adventuring, and this actually collapses and a shoe drawer pulls out that's connected to the HVAC system so you can dry off your shoes if they get wet. There's also a little Barricade step down at the bottom. Merrell really did this right when it comes to the build. You can see that there's also a hammock system. They have their whole setup on it right now, but you can attach a hammock like you see over on the side. Very cool build. So not only did Merrell build one Jeep that is fully custom, they built a second one here too. This is another 4xe JL that is in this beautiful pink color. This is a little bit more mild than the other build with Red Rock rock sliders, some Rhino rack crossbars, another Pelican case, a blow-up paddleboard, I think, surfboard, but everything that you need for adventure, these two Jeeps can totally handle it. There is a tailgate table and a hitch-mounted bike rack to make sure that if you're not hiking, you can at least bike to whatever adventure that you're going on. Also connected is another hammock, very cool. I'm in the Bestop booth. They have a couple of Jeeps here, but this is their two-door 70th anniversary style JL. This has a massive 40-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Pro tire on it with some eye-catching method wheels to match with their gold detailing, some rock sliders, front and rear bumpers, but the star of the show here is the Bestop Glide top. This completely closes and then will slide back down. It's got a couple of configurations. It's in the black twill material, which is thicker than the average, so it's gonna last so much longer, but this is a super cool build, and you even have a roll bar in the back for the racing straps and the cool PRP seating. This is another JL in the Best Top booth. It has the Trek Top Glide on it, but it's got some pretty sick parts on it otherwise. A stubby front bumper up front, probably the most minimal front bumper that you can get to make these 40-inch Nitto Trail Grapplers pop with the chrome wheels. We love to see it. Also on the inside, some inner fender liners, custom built fenders, a Falcon shock, which means the TerraFlex suspension system is hiding in there. You also have some rock sliders, but on the back is the Trek Top Glide. This is also in their black twill TerraFlex tire carrier, rear bumper, and another set of these super sick PRP custom seat covers. I'm in the Serco booth and you can tell that this is all about that roof rack, but there's a bunch of other custom parts. The drop steps, the tubular rock rail hybrid there from Weston, some black Rhino wheels with a chunky Maxxis tire on the outside, stubby front bumper. This one though, compared to a lot that we've seen, has a bull bar with some custom lighting, some Weston LED lights, super winch, and some really big D-rings on the front. And now we've got the fully bolt-on Serco roof rack. We've got some lighting up top, but this is completely bolted onto the cowls. And if we move around the back, it's also bolted underneath the hardtop. So it looks like you don't have to worry about doing any custom work with this rack, but the black and white with a touch of gray really complements this build well. So I'm over at the Wimbo booth checking out their fully built JT. This thing has everything that you could possibly put on this Jeep. A custom grille with lighting integrated into it. This has a stubby front bumper with all of the metal detailing. Fenders on the sides really makes these tires pop. It's got some Shocksy shocks integrated with a reservoir up front, and it looks like they're actually adjustable, so you can probably adjust the dampening with them. Fully built roof rack system with some lighting, and something that you don't normally see, and this is a little step here. You can mount this up on your doors with all of the Molly panels, some drop down power steps, and then on the back is a bed cap for all of the storage that you could ever possibly need. Any accessory can be mounted on this. That is awesome. So I'm over at the Steinjager booth right now checking out their built JLU, and it's got a ton of parts on it. Cool stubby front bumper, some Pro Comp wheels, and a super sick wrap. You can see that it's got Steinjager kind of underneath that gunmetal gray wrap there. TerraFlex and Steinjager suspension, but the really cool part here is the doors. So these are their new tube doors, and they are just kind of make you feel a little bit safer when you're sitting in the Jeep. They also have a can mount, as you can see there, which is fully custom and mounted into the inside, and then some new steps down on the bottom. And it looks like that these doors, not only are they super easy and lightweight to use, they have some custom coloring, and from my understanding, these slide so they can fit any newer Jeep model. I think this is the coolest build of the show. Over at the Dynatrac booth, checking out this insane looking JT. The red and the black really make this thing pop. Stubby, very stubby front bumper up front. Baja Designs lighting, as we've seen on a lot of JTs. Warn winch and Factor 55 working together there. But the star of the show on this is the Dynatrac suspension and that Dynatrac axle there. Also got some Yeti XD and some Aniroc components. And the rest of it is kind of mild. I mean, it's got some rock sliders, some rocker armor, and a roof rack up on top. Also mounted is a Best Top Sunrider feature. Interesting how that works with the roof rack. It's probably very easily removable, but this thing is set up head to toe and looks absolutely incredible. I'm over at the Duraliner booth and they have a really cool new part. So instead of the magnets that you put on the side to protect your Jeep, instead they have a quote-unquote bolt-on solution. These are little attachments here that behind them stick on with 3M, and they are keyed. So if anything catches on one of these, it's not going to rip it off. These are completely stuck on there, and you can take them off whenever you like with a little key, which is super cool. They're textured, they're protecting a majority of the Jeep on the side, so no damage is going to happen to the side of your Wrangler. These are specifically for JL right now, and it sounds like they're coming out with some Bronco stuff. So I know you Jeep people don't really care for Bronco, but that is a really cool part. At the RSO booth, checking out their JT build. This has the Oracle taillights on it with that extension piece on the tailgate, which, love it or hate it, I think it looks really good on this JT. Steel armor all around. Also have paint match fenders, which I really like. Baja Boss, Mickey Thompson tires, a matching Method black wheel, some drop steps to get in this bad boy. And on the front, this is really showing off their suspension. This is their 2.5-inch steel body shock with a piggyback reservoir, so you don't have to worry about where to mount it, and it is finned for heat dissipation. RSO bump stops, steering stabilizer, which is a through shaft, and then the full width front bumper with all the lighting and shackling that you need. This is a super cool build. So I am over at the Drop Racks booth checking out their JT build. This is built off of a Willys, but it's got a lot of cool parts on it. Stubby front bumper, 37-inch tires with a bronze coating on them. This oversized fender here, some power steps, tube doors, DV8 roof rack, and some Diode Dynamics lighting. But the big deal at this booth is the drop rack. Now, as you can see, this is hanging off of the side of the Gladiator, and if we come around back, you can see the whole kind of setup. This will drop down with a hand crank, and this gentleman is going to help me out here. So you can crank it back up and it will sit on top of the Jeep. So instead of loading everything up on top uncomfortably, you can drop it down and do it very comfortably. And it slides right into place, so makes it super convenient. This is an awesome build. Checking out this JL at the Maker booth, this has a lot of really cool parts and accessories on it. Not only do they have the Falcon piggyback shocks and front bumper to make it look mean with the Bushwhacker fender flares and black Rhino wheels, but they've got some really small accessories that are really cool. So these are a cowl mounted light, and you can see that you can mount up additional accessories here. There's a guard for the mirror that you can mount a GoPro up on top. Talk about stubby antenna. Over on the side, on the back door, there is a step to access everything on top. And then on either side of this Jeep, this has a storage system. So you can pull this down. It's got a bunch of Moly panels on the side and on the inside of this. And then you can pop it back up for whenever you need to go. And then in the back here, you can see that there's a bunch more when it comes to mounting things up and storing your accessories, tailgate table, and full Moly panel setup on the inside. At the American Modified booth, checking out their JT. This is fully built, of course. I mean, it's SEMA. You've got a hammerhead, full width front bumper, their American Modified grille, some pretty cool headlights, if you can check that out. Some 40-inch tires, and a really sick setup when it comes to that wheel with the beadlock. I really like the black, red, and matte black vibe that they've got going on with the KC highlights, the ditch lights, and that 50-inch light bar. They're calling this the Storm Chaser, which is really cool. A topographic map on the wrap there, a full bed cap on the back that has a Hammerhead off-road roof rack, as well as one on the main portion of the Jeep on that hard top. Then if we swing around back here, they're showcasing their taillights and another Hammerhead rear bumper there. Very cool. So I stopped over at the XG Cargo booth, and they've got some really cool products. This is the Tach seat back with their rail system. So instead of a MOLLE panel, you can just pop this off and hook it back into place. If you need to take this with you, that's really cool. These have compression molded bags as well that come with it, so you don't have to worry about crushing your stuff. These also feature the Stealth Gamma bags on the back. These will kind of fill in that space on the hardtop, so you don't have to worry about wasting any space. These completely pop off, so instead of a full system that you may potentially have to fight with, you don't anymore, because this will just allow it to slide right off. Then there's also this platform A-rack to carry all of your stuff, so you're using up all of that cargo space instead of leaving it bare. Very cool. Checking out this JL at the Catskin booth. This has a modular front bumper on the front, amber lighting, and lighting in this cool little custom bull bar, which is not something that you normally see. This is also on air, so as you can see, it's completely sideways, which is cool. One side is completely pumped up and on bags there. Got a carbon fiber wheel, but the show-stopping part of this booth is the custom upholstery kits. So you can see the 4xe logo in the embroidery here. Something a little bit different compared to what you're used to, and also a clear lids panoramic roof with a sea-sucker mount and a crossbar system. So that is a wrap for SEMA 2024. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of the fun content just like this, and comment down below. Tell me what your favorite build was and what you're most excited for, and always keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.